Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Robert Sports. I'm your host, Robert. All right, NASCAR Cup Series Ambetter 301 from New Hampshire this Sunday on USA. Breaking news today, as we've all heard so far, that Tyler Reddick has announced he'll be driving for 2311 in 2024. His 18 months left in his contract with Richard Childress Racing. I know it's a big surprise. Everybody's like, what is he doing? Why is he announcing it now? It's one of those deals where, just like Casey Kane did back in 2010, if we all remember that. Casey Kane was driving for Gillette Motorsports, Everham, the number 9. They merged with Richard Petty Motorsports. And he announced in April of 2010 he was going to go drive for Rick Hendrick in 2012. So, it's been done before. Casey Kane won a race in the second race from the end of the year in 2011 there, so for Red Bull. So I don't think it's that big a deal, honestly. I personally, my opinion, it might be part of a bigger thing going on. Because think about it, Richard Childress did the option for next year for Tyler Reddick. Was the fact he didn't sign beyond that, was it money? Was it Tyler didn't want to, or was it Richard didn't want him to? We'll throw this conspiracy theory out there. We all like conspiracy theories. 2018, Richard Childress changes from the number 31, which he had since the 90s as the second car, to the number 8. Who had the number 8 before? DI, for Dale Jr. So if you look at the Earnhardt family, the number 8 was Ralph's number in the Cup Series and in when he raced the short tracks around North Carolina. Dale's famous in the number 3. What if Richard Childress didn't want to expand Tyler Reddick because he has plans of selling Richard Childress Racing to Junior Motorsports? We all know Kelly Earnhardt Miller, they've talked about going cup racing. They're not going to do a full-time cup ride unless they have a charter. RCR has 2 charters. Now, they've talked about, Junior Motorsports has talked about doing a partial season next year, and then in 2024, a full season with 1 car. So you buy RCR, you get the number 3 and the number 8, the 2 numbers for the Earnhardt family that meant the most. You have Austin Dillon in 1 car, you put Noah in the other. Maybe in 2023, you do kind of a part-time deal with Noah or even another driver. Now, Richard Childress is 76 years old, so maybe he's ready to kind of step away from it. Who better to sell it to than Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Because if it wasn't for Dale Earnhardt Sr., RCR wouldn't be what it is. Then you have the 2 Xfinity. I know people are like, well, he's got the 2 Xfinity cars. Exactly. We all know Jeff Gordon is the number 2 in charge of Hendrick Motorsports. We know Hendrick Motorsports likes to do the one-offs with Junior Motorsports and the Xfinity Series having that 5th car they have. What if Jeff Gordon takes over the 2, or Junior Motorsports buys all the RCR? They had a Junior Motorsports Cup team, 3 and 8. Those 2 Hendrick Motorsport, or so those 2 RCR Xfinity teams, maybe they go over to Rick Hendrick, because Rick is part owner of Junior Motorsports, under Jeff Gordon's name. In the future of getting Jeff Gordon taking over Hendrick Motorsports, so that way Hendrick would have the 4 Cup teams, 2 Xfinity teams, basically already boom, boom, 2 Xfinity teams. Junior Motorsports has 4 Xfinity teams and 2 Cup teams. I don't know. I mean, we have 18 months to figure this out. Maybe Austin Hill moves up. Maybe I'm just throwing something out there, you know. But let's get to the Ambetter 301 preview. Why don't we? So in 2021 in New Hampshire, first stage won by Ryan Blaney, stage 2 by Brad Keselowski, and then Eric Almirola got the victory there. Now, Stewart-Haas, this has been a track for them since 2011, 18 races in New Hampshire. Stewart-Haas has won 3 of the last 4. They've won 6 of the 18. Joe Gibbs has won 7 of the 18, and Penske's won the other 3. But Stewart-Haas, again, 3 of the last 4 New Hampshire races won by Stewart-Haas racing drivers. The last 3 New Hampshire races, so this is just the last 3 races at New Hampshire, have Kevin Harvick average finish 4.0 with a win. Brad Keselowski 4.7 with a win. Denny Hamlin 4.7. Joey Logano 5.7. Eric Almirola 6.3 with that win last year. Martin Truex Jr. 7.1. Ryan Blaney 9.7. Cole Custer 11.0. Tyler Reddick 11.5. And Alex Bowman 12.7. Now, one of the sites that I go to get a lot of my statistics from is driveraverages.com and racingreference.com. On drivingaverages.com, they have the intermediate 1 mile tracks, is what they can classify New Hampshire as. They have Dover in that group, New Hampshire, Phoenix. They have worldwide technology in that group. Now, normally I've been putting worldwide technology in the intermediate mile and a half, and look at the mile tracks, just Dover, New Hampshire, and Phoenix. Now, if you add the one race with worldwide technology to that, the last 17 races, again, Dover, New Hampshire, Phoenix, worldwide technology. If you look at those 4 tracks, who won those tracks this year? Chase Briscoe and Stewart-Haas, Joey Logano and Penske. They've done well at New Hampshire. So in the last 17 races in just those 4 tracks, Kevin Harvick 6.8 average finish with 2 wins. Joey Logano 8.9 with 2 wins. Martin Truex Jr. 9.0, 2 wins. Kyle Larson in 13 of the 17 races, 9.2 with 2 wins. Denny Hamlin 10.1 with 2 wins. Brad Keselowski 11.1 with a win. Kyle Busch 12.1 with a win. Ryan Blaney 12.6. Alex Bowman 13.0 with a win. And then Chase Elliott 2 wins, 14.7. Now, if we look at those same tracks so far this year, Dover, Phoenix, and Gateway, worldwide technology racing, it's kind of turned a little bit. Ross Chastain 4.3. As much as we love to hate Ross Chastain sometimes, much as people put on social and call into NASCAR Satellite Radio, Channel 90, complain about Ross Chastain, he's having a career year in the Cup Series. Ross Chastain, take this year out, even take last year out, so 2020 and back, he was the driver in the Truck Series, Xfinity, and a little bit in Cup. When he was in good equipment, he did well. When he wasn't, he obviously didn't. There's a lot of drivers that fit into that. Jeffrey Earnhardt fits into that. John Nemechek fits into that. We all thought then, okay, this guy can drive in good equipment. Put him in good equipment, what's going to happen? We all know what's going to happen. We see it this year, 2 wins. A little rough for Denny Hamlin. Now, I was the one, honestly, I said I did on Twitter. I said that the incident at Atlanta with Denny and Ross was just like the Noah Gragson thing. I said that, I put it on Twitter immediately afterwards. I listened to Speedway, my next time Satellite Radio with Dave Moody. He said, I'm the very first caller on Monday. I'm like, I was prepared. I got up at 5 o'clock. I was prepared to call. First call at 2 o'clock, I'm listening to it. Very first caller said exactly what I said. Dave said, no, it's not the same. What do you mean it's not the same, Dave? How's it not the same? It looks the same. I rewatched both of them. Okay, I can see where Dave is coming from. You know, Dave and I think a lot alike. Sometimes I overreact, but whatever. But yeah, so I'm like, okay, he's right. It's not the same. Ross Chastain is not winning the championship this year because Denny Hamlin's not going to let it happen. He drives like he's driving Premium Motorsports. He drives like he's driving the Tier 3 team where he's trying to get from 25th to 20th. How do you do that? Moving people out of the way. When you're racing in the top 5, you can't do that. He needs to learn. And I think Justin Marks is behind him, and I love the fact that they're like, Justin Marks literally said on Speedway, he's like, look, we know we're going to watch some cars up later this year. We know it's coming. The guys at the shop know it's coming. They're going to have to work hard to get the cars back together. But I don't want Ross to change. If your car owner's telling you to keep doing it, do it, 4.3 average finish in these 3 tracks. 2 wins already. Sitting second in points right now. Why not? Why change? Just don't take out people that's going to cost you a championship, which you've kind of done already. Kyle Busch 5.3, Chris Buescher 9.0, Alex Bowman 10.6. Again, this is just Phoenix, Dover, and Gateway. Chase Elliott 11.0 with a win, Ryan Blaney 11.3, Eric Almirola 12.0, Chase Briscoe and Joey Logano both 12.6 each with a win. Before we go over key 4 picks for this week, take a look at the point standings. 19 of 26 regular season races. 7 races left. New Hampshire, Pocono, road course at Indy, Michigan. Now, the last 2 years, the 23rd race of the year, which is Michigan, the person that won the 23rd race of the regular season for the last 2 years, in 2020 was Chase Elliott, and 2021 was Kyle Larson. What do they have in common? They won the championship. Could that be a 3rd year in a row? Whoever wins Michigan, are they a championship caliber winning driver? We will see. Richmond, Watkins Glen, and then the craziness of Daytona. We know the 13 drivers that have already made their way, won a race, possible in the playoffs. If we have more than 16 winners, or if we have 16 winners and the regular season champion does not win a race, the first person right now with a win that would be out in that scenario is Chase Briscoe. He is only 6 points behind Kurt Busch. So what that means is whoever the single winner, so the lowest 3 people in points with a 1 win, Chase Briscoe, Kurt Busch, and Daniel Suarez. They are, Chase Briscoe is 18th, Kurt Busch is 16th, Daniel Suarez is 15th. So if we had 18 different winners, those 3 would be out. Unless somebody below them won, they would be out. Is that likely? No. I think we'll get to 16. We're at 13 now. Chase Elliott, 3 wins, 20 playoff points. Ross Chastain, 2 wins, 13 playoff points. William Byron, 2 wins, 13 playoff points. Logano and Hamlin, both with 2 wins, both with 12 playoff points. Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, Kurt Busch, Chase Briscoe, each with a win, each with 7 playoff points. Kyle Busch, Alex Bowman, and Austin Cindric, each with a win and 6 playoff points. We've had 5 first-time winners so far in 2022. Ross Chastain, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez, Chase Briscoe, and Austin Cindric. There is only 3 people that are currently eligible for the playoffs that have never won a race in their career. Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland. Corey LaJoie is outside the top 30. Cody Ware is outside the top 30. Those are the only 5 people that have run every race in 2022 that have never won a race. It's crazy. There's only 5 of them. So right now, we have Ryan Blaney plus 133 to the cut line. Martin Truex plus 62 to the cut line. Christopher Bell plus 19. Now, if one of these following drivers, Kevin Harvick, Eric Almirola, Eric Jones, Austin Dillon, Michael McDowell, Justin Haley, Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Cole Custer, Ty Dillon, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland, and Brad Keselowski. That is 17 through 30. If one of those drivers wins a race between now and Daytona, Christopher Bell falls out unless he's won a race. And then we do it again. 2 road course races coming up. Dow's good on road courses. Buescher's good on road courses. We have Daytona, which who knows could win Daytona. We have New Hampshire. This is the interesting part here. Who's been good at New Hampshire over the last few years? Kevin Harvick, currently outside looking in. Brad Keselowski, currently on the outside looking in. Eric Almirola, currently on the outside looking in. Could be very, very interesting. So my 4 picks to win: Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr. He's done well here. It's one of his 15 home tracks, but he's never won. Eric Almirola, our defending winner. 2 of those 4 are outside of the playoffs looking in. 3 of those 4 have not won a race in 2022. If one of those 3 win, we're at 14 different winners with 6 to go. I think it's possible to get to 16 for the first year ever. This is the most we've ever had. Now, if you watched last week's video, the most we ever had in the stage racing era, which is from 2017 on, is 2017 and 2021. We had 11 different winners through 18 races. So through 19 races, we are at 13 already. So it's just crazy what this next gen car has done. The way the racing has been unbelievable. But I think we're going to have 16 different winners this year. I would love to see Ryan Blaney I'd love to see Ryan Blaney win the regular season championship. The fact that Chase Elliott won last week, right now, Chase Elliott, which, hey, I'm a Chase Elliott fan, so he has 47-point lead for the regular season championship. Now, I do want to mention this real quick before we get done here. For all the people on social media last week that complained about Chase Elliott winning at Atlanta and the fact that NBC had Rutledge at the pool hall for the old siren going off, how that people legitimately thought that NBC rigged the race for Chase Elliott to win because they were at the pool hall in Dawsonville. People, it was a story. It goes back to the 70s and 80s when Bill Elliott won. It's nothing new. The Dawsonville pool hall is not new. It's been around for like decades. When Bill Elliott won his very first race, which let's see when old Mr. Bill Elliott won his first NASCAR race. Mind you, Bill Elliott is 66 years old. Bill Elliott's first NASCAR race came in 1983 at Riverside, driving the number 9 Melling car. That's when they started with the siren. 1983. Mind you, Chase Elliott was born in 1995. So the siren being set off when an Elliott wins is 12 years older than what Chase Elliott is. So that was their tradition. They just carried on when Chase started racing. So I think it's one of the cool features about the history of NASCAR. You've got this little pool hall. It's not even a pool hall. It's like a diner in a little town that no one knew about because they only know about because of Bill Elliott and now because of Chase Elliott. That they have a cool tradition like that. Tradition is not dead everywhere. I thought it was one of the neatest things. The fact they had to hook jumper cables up to it for that siren. It's not a siren. It's a siren to go off. It was the coolest thing in the world. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad. When Corey LaJoie was leading the race, I was worried that we wouldn't hear that siren go off. I was like, oh man, I love Corey LaJoie to win this. I mean, a cool storyline. His first career win. Him blow the cut line and blow the top 30. I mean, that'd be a really cool story. But then it's like, what happens with the siren? But you know, people, it's just social media, Twitter sometimes is just ridiculous. But anyway, Chase won. You can't start the race and go, we're going to have somebody here at the Dawsonville pool hall because we know Chase is going to win this. Hey, NASCAR, can you make sure Chase wins this? It'll make for a good story. Sure, hey, you 36 competitors, we got to make sure Chase Elliott wins this. Really? We all know walking, especially on the speedway like that, we all know things can happen. Come on. What if a tire would have fell off? You're telling me that pit crew is good enough to go, we'll make sure today's race tire didn't fall off. Kyle Larson lost his crew chief because Kyle Larson had a tire come off. Come on, people. It's not rigged. He went out and won it. First time, what was it? The first father and son from a state to win at that track or something. Only the second father son to ever win at that track. Earnhardt's and Elliott, so there's only 2. But hey, the 4 picks, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Eric Almirola, the Ambetter 301, this Sunday on USA. Thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Check out the Xfinity Series preview coming up here shortly. As always, thanks for watching the Robert Sports Show. Don't just have a great day. Have a spiffy day. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channel content.